Hello friends, greeting. This is Dr. S.M. Azad, JNU alumnus, teachers, mentor and educator from the platform of Ekam IAS Academy. Today I am going to discuss the most asked question, the majorly you can say asked question, and this question is very much relevant question. All the time the instructor gave the advice to the aspirants, those who are going to prepare for the civil services examination, even though a state public service commission examination. It is a very relevant question, and it is most asked question is what? Why to read NCERT? How to read NCERT? Is NCERT are essential? If you talk about NCERT, again they ask a query regarding that, whether there should be new NCERT or old NCERT. Again this is a critical question. So, I have come up to make you a complete solution that why to read NCERT, how to read NCERT, and the myth and reality I will discuss in this program right now. So, what is important thing? NCERT, again another question is that when to start NCERT, how to start NCERT. So, to making the clarification regarding this part of that, I am going to discuss about that why NCERT is essential for UPSC point of view, why it is essential. The first and the foremost important thing regarding NCERT, the NCERT has been designed, the NCERT has been structured, the NCERT has been written by the top intellectual of the country. Apart from that, keeping in view of that, from standard 6 to 12th, this has been designed like that to the understanding skill of a student, those who can attain the age of 14 or 13 years according to the 6th standard, according to the 7th standard. As the age grows, as the thought process grows up, as the psychological process goes grown up, then what is that? The standard of write-ups, the standard of articulation of sentences, the articulation and putting down the example develop like that too. It could be easy to understand in a simple way, and the subject, words and usage also utilize and usage over there. It is what simple and putting down certain connective examples over there. So, this is the beauty of writing of the NCERT, and this is again designed and developed keeping in view the parameter of the education pattern, that is designed on the basis of 3 parameters are there, as you know it well. The parameter of science stream, or you can say discipline, then parameter of humanities, and the third is what? Parameter of science, commerce and humanity. These are the major parameter. It is considered for design structure of this book. So, what are the beauty of the book? It is developed by the Government of India. NCERT, it is Government of India education policy, new education policy, and the conventional education policy. It is designed according to the psychological development, another thing according to the development of physiological development and the development of young peoples. By this time, as the young people develop their physiological, psychological, mental growth and development, this way the standardization, or you can say this way the structure from 6 to 12 has been designed according to this way, and this is the scientific process under this part of that this NCERT has been designed. Second important thing regarding this one is that it is for the all India education system and maintaining the complete education pattern on uniform line. This is the second aspect about that, because the UPSC is all India examination, and Government of India adopted the policy that uniform education pattern should be the major important part of the human life for the growth and development of the people of this young age. So, keeping in view of that uniform education pattern, and UPSC is examination of what? It is all India examination. That is why this is what we can say, this has been designed, structured, so the countrywide people should study and understand about that part of that. Another thing, these books are covering all the section of humanities, sciences and commerce, and are roots to social system. It is what? It is the root to our social system, our political system, our economic system, our geographical system and our cultural system of the country. So, this is one of the significant thing. It is quite noticeable for writing this kind of things under the UPSC pattern and NCERT. Another important facet regarding this part of that is what? The bureaucrats, or you can the civil servant, they should develop the basic understanding, because the need of the UPSC, the needs of the bureaucrats are what? They have to serve the society. Keeping in view of that, the society, they should understand about the social system, they should understand about the economic system, the basic social system society, which is the integral part of politico administrative system of the country. So, this is the basic features regarding writing, structuring, and you can say making a complete goal of uniform education pattern, and it has a standard, the standard which has been put down in the NCERT in a form of data, in a form of graph, in a form of statistics. It is recommended by the government of India by itself. That is why this is the beauty of what? This is the beauty of NCERT. Another significant thing regarding this part of that, it is a major myth. Some aspirant used to ask, I didn't gone through NCERT books, but I have read through all the standard books which are available to the market. So, this is one of the important part of that, and someone has, those who have CPSC background, they have gone through the complete NCERT book. So, the present time in the market, present time in the, you can say the segment of the people, young people, those who aspire to be a civil servant, their studies pattern has been on two ways. One is a complete information, one receive a complete information regarding NCERT, one is not at all, you can say completely carry on the aspect, or you can say the syllabi of NCERT, which is instructed by the mentor, by the educator or the coaching institute. So, keeping in view of that, it created a sense of very strong dilemma or confusion, and sometimes you can say it is unclear about that too, whether they should read about NCERT or not. So, I want to break the myth in this few discussion. I am bringing before you to breaking the myth and the reality, whether it should go for NCERT and whether it should not go through NCERT, unless until you understand about that too, what exactly the way the things has been, material has been incorporated in NCERT, and what way they should go for this part of that. So, to eliminate this doubt, you should have to be very clear about that too, what is that, and it is my suggestion to you as my expert education system. I have the experience about the education system or teaching and training, mentoring to the civil services aspirants, is that NCERT is essential thing, and it makes you a civil servant. If you read NCERT, it hardly matters. If you read NCERT and do not understand about NCERT, without understanding NCERT, it is very hard nut. It is very hard nut to crack UPSC. Please remember it. Again, I am repeating to you. Reading NCERT is a different thing. Understanding NCERT is totally different thing. Without the understanding of NCERT, it is very difficult to crack the nut. It is very difficult to go through, or you can say succeed in UPSC or civil services examination. This is one of the fundamental things you should have to keep in your mind. So, standard books are quite essential undoubtedly, but how you can understand the material which is given in your standard book without understanding of the basic fundamental things in history, in polity, in economy, in geography, ecology, environment and science and technology. Without understanding, without the basic understanding of the knowledge of social life, political life, economic life, cultural life, how you could manage to understand about the books which is written in a form of a standard book. It is very difficult part of that. So this is the significant thing, and this is the importance of NCERT books. And NCERT books, I am citing an example to you why it is important, why it is essential, the reasons behind that. If you consider the book of what? Consider the book of class 1. You can find in the chapter it is written like what, it is written like what, where, and what is like how, and another part is when. This is one of the fundamental thing. This is one of the fundamental approach. This approach you would have to inculcate, this approach you should have to develop. And what is the beauty of this approach? What is the beauty of the writing of the 6th class of NCERT is what? And an application or significant part what, where, how and when. The condition is that it is what the purpose shows like that too. If the things are what means fact, and fact means what? Your curiosity of understanding. This thing please remember over there. Anything which is available to this real world, it is in a form of object, and after seeing the object, one query should arises to your mind that it is what exactly this is this thing, because you are seeing the thing, you are touching the thing. This is sometime it looks like object, something it looks like tangible, and something it looks like what we can say intangible. So it is the base of this, the base of is what, it is the fact, and it facts always reveals your curiosity. So curiosity is one of the important component, it is one of the important element that compel you to what is that compel you to explore, that compel you to thought and develop your idea, what exactly is the things. Curiosity should what? Your inquisitiveness should be the important part over there. So second thing is what? It is what? It is always inquiry. What or what we can say fact, it leads to your inquiry. You have to inquire things. It means you have to develop your idea of understanding and sensibility about the things which is available to you. Query. Second thing is what? It is what? Investigation. And the third thing is what? It is the probity. So what exactly the things you see, you watch, you observe, it is a matter to be explored, it is a matter to be inquired, it is a matter to be investigate. This is one of the important fundamental thing that is written in the first topic, that is the class 6 topic is what? What. The another heading of this topic is what? Where. And this where lead to what? It lead to develop concept and idea. It leads to what? Concept, because every facts, if you talk about the facts, if you talk about the concept, behind every facts there are certain concept, there are certain ideas, you have to think it over there. And what is that? I am explaining you to in a detail. What is that? Concept and idea. It is what? The concept and idea. And this concept and idea means where? If you talk about what? If you talk about agriculture, if you talk about agriculture, so what is agriculture? To a part understanding about the agriculture, the curiosity may develop in your mind that whether it is art, whether it is science, whether it is certain kind of whether it is a kind of certain social activities and cultural activities. So this idea of curiosity led to the idea of what? Concept. So you have to thought it out regarding what? The concept of agriculture. If the term is agriculture, if the term is food, food is a fact, it is what? It leads to the idea of what? its agriculture behind concept and agriculture behind idea. Another important thing regarding this one, suppose agriculture has been taken place first time in the part of history, or historical process of development. So, major cheez is that it is what? It is come to the idea of location. It is what? Location. Where this agriculture activities developed, location. Considering example of India, you can find in the example of India, you can find agriculture practices started in the region of present time, it is Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is the place. Apart from Madhya Pradesh, the region of Madhya Pradesh, we can find out certain agriculture activities has taken place during the period of 7th century BC, or in the region plain land of Uttar Pradesh, we find over there agriculture first time came to the prominence. Agriculture. Another significant part we find over here is that, so by this time it is also called what we can say, it is the where is what? It is a place, and the place is connected with what? The region of Uttar Pradesh. If you talk about Uttar Pradesh, then it is what? It is in India, and again this can be considered as what? In India, it is what? It is the continent of what? Asia. So, this way the connectivity you can say be the part of that too. It is what? Condition about the development of agriculture which has taken place. You can say that a continent, that is what? The continent of Asia. Second important thing, the country, again the country is what? The country is India, and the third thing is what? It is the state, it is the state of Uttar Pradesh. So, this is significant thing which has been explained beautifully in NCERT, and NCERT understanding is very important part over there. Without understanding of NCERT, it is a very difficult to read it out the syllabi which has been prescribed by the UPSC. This is the important significant thing you should have to consider. So, what is that? You have got the result regarding that what is revealed by the system or what, where this has been occurred. This is what we can say, this is the region is what? Continent, it may be country, it may be a state. Another important thing regarding this one, if you talk about geography, where geography, so you should have to understand about the geography of that region where the cultivation activities has been taken place. If you understand about the geography, then another important thing regarding connectivity of geography, it is related to climate. And if you talk about climate, again the subject is climatology. And this is due to this climatology, two types of crop must have been produced by this region and area. What is that? One is Rabi. This is what? Winter crop, and another one is what? Kharif. This is what? Summer crop. This way you should have to develop your understanding. This way you should have to develop your understanding process. Another important significant part regarding that, history is not, this geography is not enough. Again another significant thing you can talk about that, it is again history. It is also connected with what? It is also connected with history. And if you talk about the history, there is a stratification of what? Dates, and the dates is what? It is 7000 BC, and in 7000 BC this agriculture activities has been taken place, and this brought out revolution. So, the first revolution of the earth taken place in the field of agriculture production, agriculture activities. Just imagine about that, how the connectivity has been maintained by this kind of NCERT books and the write-ups of NCERT. Another significant regarding that is what? Again, apart from history, it is associated with culture, it is associated with river, and another part is that resources. Again, this could be connected with what? Apart from history, then there must be certain river system, location of the place you can find it out too. And it is the major concept that every civilization evolved, developed on the bank of river. River, it is what? Civilization. Apart from civilization, it is also became the part of culture. It is what? It is also became the part of culture. And this way, the connectivity of your sixth class could be ascertained over here, and this led to the idea of resources. Resources is what? It completely depend upon the types of soil which were available to this part of that. So, this way we could manage to understand about that, how this curiosity and what, and apart from curiosity of where, this led to the idea of what? Connectivity for this one. This is what what connected to what? Where, and where is connected to what? The geography as well as history, as well as culture, as well as resources and river. Now, the third very crucial thing you should have to understand while reading NCERT, what is the third thing is what? The third component is what? How. How. So, how is very critical part, it is what? Critical part, and this how process must be, it is what? Connectivity for what? Processing, and the processing has been done by the mankind. This processing, this is what? The connectivity of what? The connectivity of where it relates directly to how, and how is what? The mankind. How is what? The mankind. And the mankind, if you talk about that, mankind did the process of processing. The processing were done by the mankind, and this processing led to the idea of society, social system. This processing idea led to the idea of political system and politico-administrative system by this time. This is the unique feature you should have to go through that. And ultimately the significant aspect is what? When. When is again the condition of what we can say? Date. Date is what? The history of chronology you should have to maintain. It is what? History of chronology. And this history of chronology is the most dynamic part of the system. In this connectivity, you should have to keep in your mind what is that? The timeline is the major factor, and from past to the present. What it reveals? It reveals to the idea of from past to the present time, and past to the present time, time is always dynamics. The process of time is what? Time is also always the process of dynamism. Time is what? The time is a complete dynamic thing. It is dynamic, and it is always changing. It is changing with time. It is changing with society. It is changing with economy. And on the basis of this one, you can reach to the final conclusion that if the questions come to you, if the question comes to you, first revolution in the aspect of human being, what it is what? Agriculture revolution. So we find out place, we also find out agriculture, then again we find out the geographical region, apart from geographical region, the mankind proved to be instrumental. Mankind proved to be very much instrumental of developing such kind of activities. And finally, we also find it out the timeline. And this way you should have to develop this idea, and all these things are completely, it is based on the idea of what? This is based on the idea of interdisciplinary approach. What exactly they should be? They should be always interdisciplinary approach. Why it is interdisciplinary? Because humanities are available, humanities are involved with this, then social system, humanities are involved with this, then commerce is involved with this, then science is also involved with them. If you talk about agriculture, agriculture is a science, agriculture is an art, or agriculture is a culture also, even though agriculture is also economics. A very simple example I am citing before you to understand about the process of, understanding NCERT book, or the matter which is interpreted in NCERT. This is plant. This is what? This is plant. If the plant is in field, it is always agriculture. If the plants, after harvesting, it is comes to your house, or it is in market, this is what? This is economy. Citing this example, you could manage to understand about that. Any question which is going to UPSC, it has a multiple dimension, and you should have to learn this way of understanding of UPSC and understanding of what? Understanding of NCERT books. Without this understanding skill, it is very difficult to crack UPSC. You should have to remember this part over there.